Alright guys, so MultiVersus is officially out. Right now you could say is day 2 as I'm recording. And there is a lot of stuff that is going on. I personally feel that what I'm supposed to talk about is, first of all, a lot of the new characters that got leaked through a data mine. And that's why we're going to start off with that right now. And everything else I will talk about in separate videos. But the number one big thing is characters got leaked, right? And as you guys have already probably seen in the thumbnail, but there are more characters than that. So if you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. We are trying to make it to 500 subscribers, so let's make it to it. And now let's continue to the video. So this all supposedly started off of Twitter and everything after MultiVersus released and people checked the data mine. But you could really say this started way before, back when the MultiVersus launch trailer was released and it revealed Jason Voorhees and Agent Smith. Actually, in this trailer, one thing that so many people caught instantly was that so many teases for new characters. Of course, we already knew the Powerpuff Girls. We knew that Dexter could be in soon, and Dexter's Laboratory, that stage does tease it. But there is a lot of crazy stuff. We're not going to be talking about all the characters that got teased. We're going to be talking about the teased characters that got leaked. So you start off with the WB logo opening up, and then you do see a specific sword, a specific samurai sword that everybody knows it's one of the best, if not the best, Cartoon Network character, Samurai Jack. And it's very hyped to see Samurai Jack. He's my most wanted character for the game. But after the launch of MultiVersus, people checked inside the data mine leaks, and then next thing you know, you not only find evidence of Samurai Jack, there is so much stuff that's in the files about him that gives me complete certainty and guarantee that he is near complete. At most, they're probably just balancing him out. But at most, I can't even say balancing out. I could really just say that either he's going to come in between this season, maybe a little after Agent Smith, I don't know when. But either that, or he's going to be the Season 2 launch. Now let's get into the leaks. So for obvious reasons, I can't actually show photos of the leaks or any sort of voice line I can't play or anything. But let's start off with describing them. And we'll start off with Samurai Jack. So Samurai Jack's entire moveset did get leaked. Not through any animation or anything, but it's actually described somehow. And I don't see the problem for showing this one now because it is through text. There's really no visual thing or any sort of audio. But basically this is very long. I really can't say all of this. But we will get into reading some of the big parts that's in his moveset. So this is his passive forward description. It's basically after doing a forward dodge on the ground, holding the dodge input will transition Jack into a sprint. While sprinting, Jack will automatically dodge incoming projectiles from enemies. But sprinting drains his defense meter. And then his special down move, which is on ground, is called Aku's Bane. Then his special neutral on ground is Blade of Vengeance. His passive 3 title is Calm Your Mind. His special air down title is Destructive Descent. His normal air down title is Downward Slash. His normal ground neutral title is Face My Blade. Normal air side title is Flying Slash. Passive's description: if Jack has an ally, some of his attacks will deal a marked debuff. Allies that hit enemies with marked will convert marked into a stack of weakened. Okay, this is actually pretty bad, but I can understand that part. But yeah, then his normal air side description is Jack charges a forward slash, and it could kind of maybe work kind of like Finn's where he could run while doing it. But his normal ground neutral is Jack charges a forward stab. If fully charged, a Aku beetle drone heavy projectile will leap toward Jack. Jack will dodge the beetle and slice it in half with a powerful sword slash. His special air neutral is Jack grabs then throws his opponent, breaking armor and dealing marked. If Jack grabs an enemy projectile, he will throw it back at his foe, reflecting it. Jack is armored while throwing enemies or projectiles. His special ground up description is Jack jumps into the air and kicks enemies with full focus. Jack will be armored during the attack and moves further. Jack will perform his focus version of his special air down if he performs it immediately after the focus version of this attack. I forgot to mention, he is kind of like this game's Cloud Strike. Special ground side is Jack readies a dashing sword strike, choosing the direction of attack. When the strike begins, he teleports to his destination, hitting an enemy in between him and his starting position with full focus. Jack will dash back and forth during the attack. And then his normal air down, which is basically a spike, is Jack slashes his sword downwards. His sword has a sweet spot if it hits an enemy at the end of its slash. Kind of like how they add a lot of sweet spots now, like ones I recall was Black Adam Spike does have a sweet spot. And then his normal air neutral is Jack spins multiple times with his sword close to his body, which sounds like some Captain Levi type of stuff, but it sounds cool. His normal air up is Jack swings his sword overhead. Pretty simple, you know, you could kind of say like just a normal sword fighter in like Smash Bros. And then his normal ground side is Jack's combo begins with a kick followed by multiple sword slashes. It sounds like a really good string that is really good for a combo starter. And then his normal air up is just jump. And then his special air neutral is lightning reflexes. Special air side is lightning strike. Special ground side is lightning strike, which again. And then his normal ground side is martial arts master. Passive 2 title mental focus. His passive 4 is move like water. His normal ground down is precision strike. Normal ground up rising tiger. Special air side same as ground. Special air up title storm of blows. Special ground ups title storm of blows yet again. Passive title the mark of a samurai. Passive 2 description, whenever Jack hits his enemies with a melee attacks or is knocked back, his focus meter fills partially. Once it is filled, Jack's special attacks are powered up, but performing them will set his focus back to 0. Focus attacks have increased power and deal call out, weaken. Jack only has short amount of time where he can perform focus attacks before his focus automatically resets. Special ground neutral description. While armored, Jack readies his sword, then thrusts its hilt to forward, dealing marked. If his armor is broken during the attack but he is not knocked back, he initiates a counterattack. During this attack, Jack marks the enemy that broke all his armor and launches a sword slash, a projectile towards them. If Jack has an ally nearby, they will also receive armor, which if broken will initiate Jack's counterattack with full focus. The slash projectile becomes a very heavy projectile, and Jack will also grant armor to his ally regardless of their distance from him. Passive 3 description. While crouching, Jack will meditate. Meditating consumes some of his focus and turns it into grey health for him as nearby allies. Grey health meaning that no health will come out, technically, like the thing that kind of Jason has. But I don't know, I think his health comes out, I don't know, it's kind of confusing. But normal air neutral title, whirling sword. Yeah, that was everything that we just read. But yeah, I hope you guys bared with me for that one. Now let's move on to the stuff that isn't his moveset. So his voice lines I can't play due to copyright, of course. But a lot of them are basically where he says, "I do not recognize these foes." And one that I really liked was when he said, "This young boy named Finn told me that this is a crossover." And then here's a voice line where I assume he mentions Wicked Witch, where he's like, "Well, yeah, your wicked magic will not prevail." And then one where I assume he is talking to Batman, where he says, "I would like to try these gadgets of yours." And then another thing that makes me think that Samurai Jack and Wicked Witch will be in the Season 2 launch is he does say, "Oh yeah, there is a witch on the loose." And then one where he says to Iron Giant, "Watch yourself, robot." And then one where I assume he says to Batman, "What will money buy you?" And then I assume he says this to Batman again, maybe like a whole Dark Knight reference where he's like, "That was dark, too dark." And then one where I assume he says to Shaggy, "Perhaps I do need a sandwich." And then another one where he says, "These are way too many sandwiches." And then another one which is towards Shaggy again is, "Shaggy, do not falter." Another one towards Wicked Witch which is, never trust a woman with monkeys. And then the rest is just hit or hurt noises, the good morning ones, good after, like good evening ones, and the happy birthday ones that they've had for everybody. And then just normal lines for him like, oh yeah, I gotta get back to the past. And then here are some cosmetics that will likely release in the future and or with Samurai Jack. Profile icons, the Zintaris, Madness of Aku, Eyes of a Warrior, Extra Thick, the Aku thing, you know, the pizza thing. And then Canine Loyalty, then the Ring Out Aku Fire, which I assume that was leaked beforehand also. But then these are a few banners, just rain and fire. And by the looks of it, that is nearly everything except for his perks, which he has 3 perks: multi-dash, counter, meditate on death. So that is everything that Samurai Jack has. And then Aquaman's leaks start here, where some upcoming skins for Aquaman, Matrix Code Aquaman, New 52 Aquaman, Shark Hat Aquaman, and I forgot to mention also when it showed Samurai Jack's sword coming out, the WB logo, even Aquaman's Trident came out. And then Aquaman's related cosmetics is profile icons, Atlantean Finery, Scales of Atlantis, Waves of the Deep, Aqua Buddies, Ring Outs, Aquaman, Aquaman Octopus. And then Aquaman's leaked voice lines are pretty normal. Just mostly him talking about the sea, then hit or hurt effects. And he does mention quite a bit of characters, like DC characters he's talking to and stuff. Like he says, I fought Darkseid. He's saying that, oh yeah, don't worry, I'm not going to tell Shazam. He's saying that to Black Adam. And then he's just talking to Black Adam quite a bit. He's like, well, you should smile. And he's talking to Wonder Woman, Batman, Samurai Jack, and quite a bit of the Powerpuff Girls also. And then Daffy's leaks aren't so much. It's just his few of his leaked animations, which did actually get removed due to copyright. Quite a bit of stuff have gotten removed due to copyright. Both ways I wasn't even able to show them either. But it was just mostly, from what I remember, it was just him doing normal ground attacks, charge attacks on ground. Really not much where he kind of like points and everything. But if you guys do want to hear the Samurai Jack and the Aquaman leaked voice lines, I will put the link to both of those in the description so you guys could check them out. But that's all we have today, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. We're trying to make this channel reach 500 subscribers, and I know we could do it soon. So let's hope that we could reach that goal. Please subscribe. And the last video did do really good, and I just want you guys to really subscribe and everything so we could actually get a lot of these videos out to a near daily basis, because daily leaks do happen for MultiVersus. And so please like, share, and subscribe, and see you guys next time.